like Attila the Hun. I came here to conquer. Lanes bring the beef, I tell them no donker. They wanna play games, I shock them like Blanca. They still rudimentary, I'm tough like Tonka. And let me get this off my chest. I'm hearing going nowhere, so haters take a rest. Ain't nothing handed, just working hard, sweating. You can take that to the bank. I know I did bet.
Welcome to episode 3 of Eye of the Storm. I, of course, am your host, Tempestt. Please be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new and like the content, be sure to leave a sub and hit the notification bell to know when the next video goes up. It really helps the channel out. Also, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, feel free to give those a look as well. And with that out of the way, let's get started. So I had an idea for this episode, keyboard had. Then something else kind of popped up. But they're kind of related, so we're going to cover the second topic first. Arcades and what they mean to you. So I got the idea because of an article that was getting some attention, some criticism, and also some discussion for clarity and positivity. The details we'll just kind of leave out, but it was about arcades in relation to black people. Or the black community, I should say. I like to keep everything positive, so I'm really going to talk about what arcades mean to me, especially being black as well. Seeing as how I was able to grow up in the arcade era, as well as being able to make good use of consoles, this works out for me. Growing up, we didn't specifically have a lot, but my parents did an excellent job of making sure that my brothers and I got to enjoy different things. One of such things was getting to enjoy the arcade. Now, the best part about the arcade is that you had so many different things to get out of it. Beat-em-ups, platformers, fighting games, shooters, you name it. So it was truly a way to get your gaming culture in however you wanted. Well, so long as your quarters lasted. Now, in the 90s, home consoles were more of a thing. We had a Nintendo, then eventually a Sega, and, a PS1 at some point, and so on. However, the arcade was still a special treat for us. Now, my brothers are much older, as I mentioned last video, but I'm kinda old myself. So, despite being very young at the time, I do have memories of arcades in the late 80s. So to me, it was an essential part of my childhood. Malls, movie theaters, corner stores, laundromats, anywhere there were machines, I got my games in. Had to make sure my quarters worked as best as I could. So, in other words, to me, arcades were a part of molding who I am today. I will say that most of my friends who were black also enjoyed the arcade. So, in my own personal experiences, the arcades were definitely a part of the culture. However, it wasn't because of any kind of economical reason, even though you could argue for some. It was because our parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, they wanted us to go out and do things. What better way to interact with people than to have fun while doing it? Plus, let's be fair, we couldn't always afford all the games that were in the arcades. I mean, no matter who we were, unless we did have the families that were well off enough to do it. Some may not have even had a console at all. What I do know is that competition was driving forces for some kids, obviously adults. Getting your initials on the high score was great, running up a win streak was euphoric. And little did we know that the arcade was teaching us to adapt, to problem solve, just to play better. It also kind of forced you to have a certain respect for your peers. That's a subject for next episode. Don't worry, like I said, I had something planned. Once more, yes, we had consoles. Again, we were far from well off. My parents just wanted to keep us out of trouble, and my dad enjoyed games too. There's just a special something about arcades though that you can't get unless they were part of your life. The thing is, they were a part of all cultures. Black, white, Asian, Latin, Indian, whatever your culture may be. The arcade is one of the few places that it kinda didn't matter what your background was. You spoke with your gameplay, and that was for whatever reason. High scores, 1/4 runs, win streaks, or maybe just some cool trick you found out. it was an escape. Sometimes it was a loophole from when your parents wouldn't let you play games at home. It gave you a rush and a sense of accomplishment. It was just great. Well, that's my experience with arcades. Kind of condensed though. But I am super curious to know your experiences. What did you enjoy them for? What was your spot? What kind of special memories did you have associated with it? Did you not get to experience it? Have you been to arcades outside of your own country? I personally have only gotten to experience them in the United States, which is where I live, in Japan, which is where I stayed for a month. Do you miss them if they're not very prominent in your own area? Well, let me know in the comment section below. Once again, shout outs to Juju, aka Maestro, aka the Ovaltine Papi. Check him out if you can. There's gonna be a second part to this. It'll be a two-parter. But I'm always taking suggestions for future episodes and clips for projects and future episodes if you want to be featured. Just hit me up. The 50 sub special is being prepared, and I need your clips for that. This is appreciation for those who are supporting me with this rebirth after all. I also have the giveaway going on. If we reach 150 subs before the PSN sale is over, I will give out a $20 PSN code, so you can get something. I'll also extend it to Switch users, and heck, if Steam is your thing, so be it. Now, if we break 200 by then, well, I'll make 2 winners. Also, whenever we get 400 followers on Twitch, I'll do a giveaway of Persona 4 Golden, and I'll make sure I do it during a special stream for that. And don't worry, I'll make sure that it's earlier than my usual streaming time. Well, that's about it.
Go.
Remember, like if you liked it, sub if you want some more, and you can contact me on other forms of social media you know me on. Until next time, be safe, press buttons, and catch you on the flip side.